Yeah, I think tradition is the key word there, because the cool thing for me is I was here a couple years ago and I was talking to a freshman who told me that he committed to Penn State because of Uplifting Athletes, and he got involved because of this story, and he had no idea that I was the guy on the other end of that story. So again, it's the tradition. It's more about what it is than who it is, that kind of thing. So I think that we're really lucky. We have a great team. We've been able to build something pretty special that has meaning to a lot of different people.
Beyond the players, I mean, the administration, the fans, the community, this is almost something that the university had to embrace, and they certainly have. Does that play into it too, in terms of being a team effort, and everyone has to buy in on some level?
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, every year is a new year, every season is a new season, and this program experienced a couple coaching changes that we hadn't in a long time, and with all the other schools we work with, we've navigated coaching changes, but here, every time it's kind of starting the process all over again. But fortunately, a guy like James, we worked with him when he was at Maryland. I stayed in touch with him when he was at Vanderbilt, so he wasn't starting at ground zero here, and I think he saw the potential for what it could be, and he's actually done a lot to personally support us. So, the buy-in at the top is pretty deep.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. How have you built a rapport with James? And I mean, he preaches family. I believe he was at an Uplifting Athletes event earlier this summer.
Yeah.
So how have you built that relationship with him, and where does that stand now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's over time. I mean, I think the true testament to family is it's through thick and thin. It's having had a relationship with him previously was great, but it's texting him after the Michigan game a couple years ago, and then texting him after a contract extension, and texting him on Father's Day, and and vice versa. It goes both ways, and it's from a letterman's perspective. I think one of the best things I can do is let the other letterman, let the other community know that this guy has a Penn State heart, and it beats strong. And I think you're starting to see the benefits of that on the field, but it's not just an on the field. It's not a persona. It's who he is.
Do you remember when you first met him? You've known him for a while?
Yeah, I've known him for a while. I think I remember one of the first meaningful conversations I had with him was in Nashville at the American Football Coaches Association at the convention there, and it was with him and somebody from the NFLPA, Leslie Satchel, and we sat there for a long time kind of talking about kind of the difference between the pro game and the college game, and being a developer of men rather than winning games and signing contracts. And the college game and the NFL game are so different, and that's when I knew that when he gets the right job, this is where he wants to be.
I was just going to ask you one or two more questions if you have the time. Can you talk about your current role in Uplifting Athletes? What's an average day like for you, and how strong is this national company now?
Yeah, so I was saying earlier that for the first 10 years or so, I really kind of did everything myself. So when we had 17 events, or we had 3 events in one day, I had to be at all of them. And this past weekend, I was at a wedding in LA, and I said to my wife that Rob's at Notre Dame, Brett's in DC, and I don't have to be any of those places, because we've been really lucky to build a team, and with having this farm system of chapters now, Brett was one of the best leaders we had here at Penn State. Rob was the inspiration for Syracuse, so we have a great farm system to build a team around.
All right, last question. How excited are you for the season, and what are your expectations for Penn State in 2018, if you want to share them?
Yeah, so I'm never an expectations guy, because I played here for 5 years and I thought we were never going to lose a game, and I was wrong a few times. So, but in terms of kind of the state of the program, I think 2 good measuring sticks, and I said this to Chris, because I've been around a lot of programs now the last 15 years at different peaks and valleys, and the line outside of Haluba Hall on a 90-degree day tells you that the fans are buying in, and the fact that people can recognize the offensive linemen by their face, not just by their number, tells you that the program's in a pretty good state right now.